Talk about Mona now. Mona Lisa. The giveaway.
Mona.
Truck giveaway.
We got Mona Lisa giveaway. It's an iconic truck. It's one of a kind. I mean, the paint job on it, you've seen it.
Super nice.
Super nice. I mean, it's candy paint. I mean, what else can you ask for?
Yeah.
It'll go 390s. You know, it's ready. It's ready to go. The motor is brand new. That thing makes about 3,000 horsepower and about 55 pounds of boost.
Wow.
Yeah. It's got the best of the best. It's got a Mark Mickey transmission. I mean, it's got a 4-link suspension. It's an all-tube chassis deal. I mean, it's a super nice build. I mean, we did spend a bunch of pennies on it. It's a super nice build. And it's, we got a little bit less than a month away.
Yeah.
For the deadline. A little bit less than a month.
Wait, stop the podcast. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment who I should have next as my guest. Thank you.
What's going on, guys? This is Flaco, Flux Performance, and I'm here at Go Hard Podcast. We're going to talk about some race trucks, race cars, Mona Lisa giveaway, whatever else you'd like to know.
Welcome back to Go Hard Podcast. I'm your host, Noel, as usual. Oh my God, we have a very special guest here today. He's an OG in the game. He's been in the game. I've been in the game since 2008. I've seen him build his truck from when he was barely doing 11 seconds and a quarter mile. You might have known him. If you don't know him, this is a really good chance to know him. He's going to, talk his lungs out right now. Let's give it up for Flaco Performance. What brings you on the podcast, man? What do you think about the setup? What do you think about the studio?
Man, it's a cool deal, though. I mean, I wasn't expecting this, but it's real comfortable, though. It's real, homey.
Yeah.
It's good. I
Yeah.
like it.
Nice. Tell us where you at right now in your journey.
Right now, well, we're real busy as far as projects that we got going on. I mean, it's a lot of people know I've been tuning for back since like 2005, I think. 2004. I can't even remember. And we do all kinds of projects. So right now we're just full of just some big projects. I do fabrication work. I do all the wiring,
Sheet metal?
everything.
Oh, okay, nice.
And I do mainly if you bring me a car, I can get 90% of it done in-house. So we've been staying real busy, man. Yeah.
And talk about now, like I seen you're doing YouTube. You're on YouTube more. You're uploading more. Your last YouTube video was 14 years ago with Hey Holler, maybe? With when you were hitting 11s?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it popped up last time on when I was looking through and searching through. And
What happened to the account? Did you lose the account or you forgot the...
yeah, I mean, I couldn't find it back.
Yeah.
I mean, and so I made a new one because apparently that's, the new thing. So I jumped on board. And I'm going to tell you, it's hard because, like I do everything there in the shop. So I'm mainly like a one-man show there. So then to be with the camera, to edit the videos, and man, it's a lot of work. I'm going to tell you, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I mean, we try as much as we can. And, I think we're doing okay. I think we're doing fine.
And I see you upload, I think it was yesterday, like at 12 in the morning or something. Like, do you catch yourself uploading like really late, or like you're like, man, I have to upload this video, and you upload it, or what?
Well, no, not really though. That's the only time that I have because during
Yeah.
the day I work in all the projects. I'm working in the shop, so then later in the day I'll start either editing or doing whatever I need to do, and then load it up. But mainly like all the videos that I've loaded have been like real late just because of it.
And for people that don't know you, your Flaco Performance, tell us about your background, your roots.
Well, I mean, I've been in the mainly the truck scene. I mean, as you can say, I mean, pretty much I started the truck scene. Way back.
Racing.
Way back when. I mean, I've been racing all my life.
Yeah.
I've been around race cars all my life since I was, yay tall.
Yeah.
And I just started doing mechanic work, and then, like I said, when I moved to Houston, that was back in 2000, actually.
And you're originally from the Valley, right?
Yes.
956?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember.
And I moved to Houston in 2000. And then, of course, I had some vehicles of my own, so I just kept on working on them. And then in like, I want to say maybe like '03 or so is when I really opened up, and started working for other people. So I started doing their cars and started doing tuning. I believe it was '05 when I started doing tuning. And I've been tuning ever since. I haven't stopped. Just now I have just a lot more stuff that I do. I do, like I said, all the fabrication,
Yeah.
do complete race car wiring, build a complete race car. It's just not just your normal regular pickup tune that I used to do back then. It's just kind of progressed, and I kind of stay away from all the smaller stuff, to be honest.
Yeah, you noticed.
Because like I said, now it's just so much, and it's time consuming. Like all the big projects, it just just a lot of time.
And so when you started, talk about like your first truck you started with. Hey hauler.
Actually, no. The first truck that I
Damn
started,
wrong.
yeah, the first truck. Actually, it was a car before it
Okay.
went to the truck. I had just several different cars. I had Mustangs. I had a C10. We'd go out back when Rankin Road was great.
Oh
That's
yeah.
back in 2000, and that was them good old days.
Behind James, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
down James.
St. James.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
and we went out, man, 3, 4 times a week. We was out there.
Friday night.
Yeah, even on sometimes Wednesdays and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, them good old days. And then I really got into the LS stuff because all that stuff was just carbureted, small block Chevrolets, 400s, and stuff like that. So I really got into the LS maybe like 2002, 2003. That's when I really got into the LS, and then it just kind of took off from there. I've been dealing with LSs ever since. Like I said, I started tuning because I would go somewhere else to get tuned, and then it just got to a point that I'm like, well,
By file?
I need to just go ahead and tune it, because I made so many changes.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like everybody. I made a bunch of changes, and I wasn't going to be going every week and be like, hey, man, I changed the air pressure on my tires. Would you retune it for me?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they didn't have the bench tuning back then either, right?
No, they didn't.
So it wasn't like quick.
Yeah, you'd have to go.
Yeah.
So, I just went ahead and got the program. And I, messed up a lot of stuff, though, and I was just trying to learn it, though.
Yeah.
And it just got to a point, and it just, kind of took off from there. And I started the truck. I did buy hay hauler, but I didn't fix that one yet. So the one that I fixed up first was Lil Sis. It was the '02 model.
GMC, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the very first one I went turbo with. Hay hauler was actually nitrous, and once I got it done, but I went turbo right off the rip with Lil Sis, and it was something very simple. It was like a 6.0 with I think it was 88 millimeter turbo, 480 transmission, just something super simple.
Yeah.
And
I don't remember that one though because when we went to your house, remember you had the little blue house?
yeah,
It needed like a lot of work.
yeah. Well, that one was on if it was to the left hand side. I usually had
Yeah.
the truck there, but like I said, I did have hay hauler. It just had a all motor deal.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah, right.
So I started with that one first, and then finally I put I think it was like a 408, and put a bunch of nitrous on hay hauler and started running that one. But the other one was just like a real simple street truck. It wasn't nothing crazy yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah.
But it just kind of progressed. I started working on hay hauler and 3, 4, 5 different engines. After that, it just finally started working on the suspension more, started putting a cage on it, 9-inch rear end, and it just kind of went from there.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I still had the other truck. I just kind of, made some changes, bigger turbo, and just kind of upgraded, But, yeah, it's been a journey. It's been a while.
I seen you, man. You went from the little blue house
Yeah.
to the house with the garage
Yeah, in the back.
to like the shop,
Mm-hmm.
and then now your own shop.
Yeah.
Crazy.
No, I've had, let me see. Yes, I went from there, and then I went to the house with the shop in the back, and then from there I think I went to Strawberry when I was in Strawberry.
Yeah.
And then from there, I went to the one that I was previous, which was right there also in Pasadena by the bus barn. Not very far away from the strawberry one, maybe 5 minutes away.
Okay.
Yep. And then I finally bought a property about a year and a half ago over in Dayton, and I built a shop over there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was Hay Hauler like your not your test dummy, but like the test pig?
Pretty much.
Because you're throwing all these parts at it. I remember, and like you were trying to just drop. What were you trying to drop? Like, couple seconds?
Well,
half a second?
I mean, it all started, like I said, we're back in the truck game when it really, really started. It was only me, I believe there was Parrish,
Paris, the twin turbo blue one, right?
the twin turbo blue one, the 1320 used to do all the videos at first for him. That's when they really started
Yeah.
themselves also. And there was another black truck. I just can't remember the name though. It was a nitrous truck also. It was me and him were both nitrous, and Paris was turbo. So it was us three that we were trying to get into the tens.
Yeah.
That was like way back when. That's when tens was like crazy fast.
Yeah.
Well, actually, like if you ran 11s, whatever, I mean, it was crazy fast.
Yeah, yeah.
But I do remember that we was trying to get into the tens, and I want to say that Parrish went tens first,
Yeah.
something like that. And then, of course, I was running tens as well as the black truck was running tens. And then when it really got iffy is when we were trying to really go into the nines. So I got there and it was like 10:01, 10:03, 10:05, 10 flat. I mean, man, I'm going to tell you, I battled maybe 3 months
Yeah.
for it to go before it actually went a 997 or something.
Yeah.
And it actually happened at Sealy Racetrack. I went a 997 or something like that.
Right, right.
And it spit a spark plug out, and it just, so got that fixed the motor back again. Then I went to Baytown. I think it was after some hurricane because the scoreboards were off. And,
Oh, okay.
And I think that's that YouTube video. That's when it went 980 something, I think,
Yeah.
or something like that.
The hurricane helped it.
The hurricane happened. So I end up running, I think I went as fast as like 950s on nitrous. And then I said, we're going turbo.
Yeah.
Now I did have already enough data and knowledge with the other truck that I had been running turbo. So once I went turbo with that one, because the other one would run nines already with it. And I started building that one. That's when all them, at that time, the picture with the big turbo
Yeah.
and this and that. And it just kind of went in like a different step.
Yeah.
Whenever I built Hay Hauler, that was like when it really started. And then, like I said, Lil says I ran it in the mile a bunch of times. We went
200, right?
200, well, 199.7.
Yeah, right.
But
You're trying to break 200.
I was trying to break through
Yeah.
200. Now, it did maybe like around the 3/4 mile mark, and then it just kind of slowed down a little bit. But, of course, what I know now, if I knew it back then, is like, well, man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, it's a live and learn. But it did go 199.7 like 6 times back to back.
And Hay Hauler, like, talk about the build of Hay Hauler. I know, was it 414 still?
It started with the 414. Yes,
Okay.
it was still a 6.0 block. Had a power glide, Fab 9 rear end, 25 2 cage. I mean, it was nice. It was nicely built for what it was back then. Still stock frame and all that. No fiberglass parts because nothing of that was built.
Right.
Nobody sold any stuff of that. And I think the truck weighed like still maybe 3,500. With
Really?
the driver, so it was still heavy. And it was a 414, and we went. I think it was an 881 or something like that. Then we had some issues with the block, broke one of the sleeves, and it just kind of progressed from there. So I started building a new motor for it. Once I got all that, and we ran into the 8s, which was the first one in the 8s. The truck was the first one in the 9s. It was the first one in the 8s as well. And we started building a new motor, and we just kind of waited and waited and waited. I mean, we never got the motor. I mean, it was like maybe 2 years, and I still hadn't gotten a motor. So that's whenever I got, just like, you know what? I'm done with this truck. That's when I actually sold it.
Oh.
Yeah. So I never really went on with it just because I waited too long for a motor, and by that time the little sis was already fastest.
Yeah.
You know, it was just fast enough and getting pretty much faster than that one. So
Right. And the guy, does the guy still have it? The one?
no, I don't know where that truck
Oh,
is anymore. It changed hands a couple of times, and I worked back on it. Oh no, you know what? It is here in Houston. Yeah.
really?
Yep. It went to the valley, and then it changed hands 2 or 3 times. I think they wrapped it and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, yes, it ended up coming back to Houston, and it is here in Houston.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you see it and like have? Do you think about like all the memories you had with it?
I mean, it's just one of those things that just kind of goes. You
Yeah.
know. I did so much with it, you know, and the truck scene grew so much because of it. And
Right.
like I said, I mean, after that, I mean, I I had all kinds of trucks that I was working on. I mean, I worked on after that one though that it was the first one in the eights. I built another one, which was a black one, that Chevrolet like '02 model, also single turbo 118, and we were the first ones to go sevens. When a
Yeah.
770 something, I think.
Wow.
780. I think it went a 787 down in the valley, and then up here it went like a 770 something back again. Uh, that one was a 427 single 118 turbo. Also a power glide, 9 inch, 4 link. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But that one gave me a little bit of trouble as far as the getting down the racetrack.
Why?
But like I said, I mean, what I know now, you know, it's not what I knew back then, and just suspension wise, I didn't know. Everything was running good in the motor, but I had to kill so much power just to make it go down, though. I
Yeah.
didn't mess with the suspension myself back then, but I mean, I was relying on somebody else, and it was okay, but it was not optimal, you know.
Right.
But you just kind of hurdle around it and mess with the program and take some power here and there and make it go down, but it's not like it's gonna go down the fastest.
Right. Right.
But like I said, it's a live and learn deal.
And how much power was it making
Maybe 1,800 somewhere there, 2,000 at the most
on the black one?
on that black one.
Damn. And how much did you have to tame it to like go
Well,
straight?
there's really no telling how much power you tame it. It's just you take power away on the computer, power management, in certain areas so that you can actually make it go down the racetrack and not spin the tire.
Right.
You know,
What do you think about the forward drives now?
four wheel drives are the 4 wheel drives are pretty good. It's different. Like I said, it's not just, and people think that you can just slap on 4 slicks on a 4x4 and then leave with all the power. You still cannot.
Yeah.
You still have to manage it.
Yeah.
But like I said, a lot of people think it's like, well, it's a 4x4, you can just leave with everything. Well, no, you can't.
Yeah.
You really can't, though. You still have to manage it.
Yeah.
And of course now, the motors. I mean, I've got some that'll make 2,500, 2,800. So it's completely different. And there's a lot of different parts. The converters, the converter technology is very, very different. The computers itself are very, very different than it was before. So there's a lot of stuff, of course, way better. We're still running the same parts, but we can be able to make a lot more power now than we did back then. We can manage it better.
So has Holly kept up with like the scene like of like technology?
No. Holly does pretty good. I deal with. I'm a dealer for Holly.
Yeah.
And I deal with mainly Holly. There's other ones, Field Tech. I mean, I tune Field Tech as well. Hall Tech, very, very good. I don't tune Hall Tech. And there's just other ones, but I mean, mainly I stay more with the Holly. It seems like everybody has Holly, but they've done kept up with a lot of updates and just a lot of stuff that they've come out with it. It's great though.
Right.
Like they've got integrated traction control in it, and the traction control in them, it's not like, well, you just turn it. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to have a graph to go off so you can build something and then make it work. It's just not like click it and go and it's gonna work.
So you have to like show the data and then
Yeah, you have to build
yeah.
a graph for it.
Yeah.
So even though you have the advantages to use traction control, well, if you have no data, you can't just build something and expect to be like, well, it's gonna go down the racetrack because the traction control's on. Well, it doesn't work that way. You can still spin the tire with the traction control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the other what? Man, there was another truck we are gonna talk about. Talk about Cornfed.
Cornfed,
The first Cornfed.
man, Cornfed was started out life as in the back of the shop, full of grass and everything. Yeah, and it had a small block. It was a 383 carburetor, and like I said, it sat. The motor was new though. It sat there in the back of the shop for a couple years. So finally, after I sold Hay Hauler, I'm like, you know what? Let me build this one. You know, that was like already a couple years. I'm like, you know what? Let me build it. So I left the same motor in it, and it didn't work out very well. I left the nitrous, didn't work out very well. So I yanked all that stuff out, and I put a 5.3 in it. I put 5.3, put twin 66s, I think they were. Put a power glide in it, 10 bolt in the back, blah, blah, blah. E85, Holly, you name it. And we started running that one. We ran that one, and of course, it got a bunch of upgrades in the process. We started off with something real simple, making like 800 horsepower, and it progressed all the way to 2,000 plus horsepower.
On the 5.3?
No.
Oh, okay.
Different motor.
I remember they were saying that it wasn't a 5.3. Remember?
No, at first it was.
Yeah.
It was a 5.3.
Yeah.
Started off with it, and it ran. I think it ran like 850s or 830s, something like that. Then we stepped it up to a 370, then went 408. Then finally we went 427, and like I said, that thing had maybe 4 or 5 different motors in it.
Wow.
Yeah, it just kind of progressed, and everything progressed through it. The suspension, the transmissions, the rear end, just everything, just shocks. Everything just kind of progressed over time on that one. And we ran a lot of no preps with that one, mainly no prep. We ran a lot of no preps.
Right.
And we made a lot of money with that truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made a lot of money. I miss that truck still.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great truck.
And then what happened to it? You got into a wreck or?
No. Well, actually it did, but then it got fixed.
Yeah.
We was filming for Discovery, and I couldn't drive it at that time because my license was suspended. And it's funny though because the guys and the directors from Discovery, they asked me, he's like, well, why is your license suspended? So, well, because of the same thing we're gonna film for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's I don't. So whatever.
So did you get caught in Cornfed racing or was it another?
Just other stuff.
Okay, got you. Yeah.
And, but they were like, well, why don't you have one? I said, well, because of the same thing we're gonna do, man.
Yeah.
Like, so, but they didn't let me drive, so I had to find another driver. So I called, a buddy of mine, and that's the only time somebody else has driven for me. And we went out and tested, and everything went great. And we go film, and then the day of filming, the first race, he gets in a wreck.
Yeah.
It got away from him, and he flipped it maybe 4 or 5 times. He barrel rolled.
Damn.
And I mean, he came out okay. It was, the cage was good and everything, so he came out okay. A couple broken ribs, but for the most part, he was fine.
Yeah.
So then we took that thing back to the shop. I mean, it was, we had to put a new cab in it, and just a bunch of upgrades, but we ended up fixing it back up. We ended up fixing it back up, and it was. The motor got refreshed back again. The transmission got checked, and everything just got checked and put it all back together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when Cornfed 2.0 came out?
That's when Cornfed 2.0 came out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when it came out. And, we still kept on doing the same thing, though, with all the no prep stuff. And we ran good, though. I mean, back then, if you ran like 480s, 490s, you was in the top of the pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're hard to beat.
Right.
And we were there. Every once in a while, we would dip into like a 470. But for the most part, we'd kept it around a 480 range. And like I said, we won a lot of money with that thing.
Yeah.
And it was good, though.
And let me ask you this. You said that sometimes it went to 470s. Is it because of weather or is it because of...
Just weather and track
Okay.
conditions.
Okay.
They get better, so you're able to you're allowed to be able to put a little bit more power to it. You go a little faster. See, on the no prep stuff, you just have to cut down on power because the track is slick. It's no prep.
Yeah.
So there are some surfaces that are more slick than other ones. In some tracks you could go faster than other ones. So it just depends. You got to read the racetrack and make your adjustments, stuff like that.
Got you.
Yeah.
And you took Cornfed to Discovery?
No. Cornfed, after all that, the racing, the no prep and stuff, then it's when it's got its new paint job and,
Yeah.
make it look nice again.
Right.
Basically the same paint job, everything real nice.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Georgia. And we put on a set of radials on it for the first time. And that's actually, I guess, the first time that people really seen how fast the truck was.
Yeah.
We put it on a good track, and we ended up going 430, something in the eighth mile.
Wow.
So that was good. Right after that, it got sold.
Really?
Yep.
That was the marketing point of the truck.
I guess so. Right after that, it got sold. So once we come back, had a buddy of mine, and like, hey, I got a customer and he wants it. Name the price what you want. It's okay. So we,
Wow.
back and forth and stuff, and we decided on a number, and it got sold.
Nice, man. That's crazy.
I know.
Is that how it is nowadays? Like somebody wants it and they just throw you a number, or?
Well, no, not really. They
Okay.
don't happen. I mean, you still got to be reasonable.
Yeah.
But they wanted that particular truck, so I'm like, okay, well, it's gonna cost you this amount if you want it, and it's race ready. And so after back and forth for about a month, we finally made a deal, and sure enough,
And when you let it go, do they come back to you for tuning, or like?
actually, it went to Mexico, so I flew down there. And I went in, once it got back down there, I mean, because it took a little while to get there. Once it got all the way down there, I flew there, and then I ran it in whatever racetrack they had over there, and then made a bunch of test hits and shakedowns, and just to kind of show them here or there. But it did pretty good. I mean, the truck was working real well, no prep. So the tracks over there, they were like, well, the tracks here are real bad. It just so to let you know, I said, I ain't worried about it.
Yeah.
So we laid down a couple 480 passes over there also, and
Damn.
yeah, so
Right off the trailer, boom.
no, not really right off the trailer, but just a couple of adjustments, and might have taken 4 or 5 different attempts, but we got it down.
And then did you notice like any change in elevation
Oh yeah, I mean,
from yeah, that's about
yeah,
it.
I mean it's right off the bat, the elevation is going to make it run fatter.
Right.
It's going to be rich. So I had to pull some fuel out just to make it spool better and just everything. It's just all tuning stuff.
Right.
But for the most part, I mean, it did great, and they ended up painting it and make some changes to it and stuff like that though. But they still got it over there.
So one of the times I seen you was on Street Outlaws when you went on set and you were running. You made it to I think the third round.
Yep.
I gotta say, one of the rounds you got super lucky.
Yes. Again, Scott Taylor.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, oh my! I was watching the show with my dad, and I was like, man, he got kind of lucky.
Yep. Hey, but that's how it is.
Yeah.
Racing.
Yep.
It was I think it was for 50,000 the whole race deal, but like I said, it was big tires and small tires that were all combined together.
Yeah.
So of course, small tire car really doesn't have the chance against a big tire car. So we went past first round, and second round there was a lot of back and forth, this and that against Scott Taylor and stuff. So we ended up beating Scott Taylor.
Yeah.
Second round, I think his transmission broke or something like that. When he let go of the button, his transmission broke, and we're like,
Damn.
see ya.
Yeah.
Gone. And then of course third round, I think I had Daddy Dave.
Yeah, Daddy
in the Corvette. So he ended up whooping her.
Yeah.
He whooped us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was the experience like? Talk
No, I
about
mean
that.
it was great. I mean, I had filmed already with them a couple different times. And actually that race was right after the wreck.
Oh.
Right after the wreck. So I think we wrecked it, and then we got it done. I want to say it was 11 days we got the truck done, back again together. Like ready to go on the racetrack.
Oh,
It
pretty
was
fast, yeah.
Ready to go. And then we went and tested, I think, that week here in town. And the weekend of, we ended up going all the way to Oklahoma, and we were there ready to race.
Wow.
And I drove that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I told the producers, I said, hey man, I said, you seen how the outcome was last time. I said, I need to drive. Like
Yeah.
there's no ifs, ands, or buts. I said,
Yeah.
I need to drive.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, this and that, just because you're licensed. I said, you know what? I'll take care of that. I said, do you need somebody's license that's legal?
Yeah.
Nothing's wrong. Like, yeah. I said, I know a guy that's got the same name, first and last name as me. I'll get it done. And it did. It
That's
worked.
cool. Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, it was great.
So the how was like the um the racers, were they cool, like?
Oh yeah, everybody's cool. I mean, I know a lot of them, and we've been racing for a long time. Uh, I mean, everybody, for the most part, a lot of them, you get along right.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you're there, like I said, you have to spice it up a little bit here
Yeah.
and there for TV and this
Yeah.
and that. But off camera, everybody's pretty cool.
Did you ever think you would like make it to there? Like,
Well,
you back in '08, and then now, do you ever, think about like, damn, like I didn't think I was gonna make it on TV racing, you know what I mean?
no, you really never really think that you're gonna make it that far. But
Right.
it just so happens, and the circumstances pop up, and you take advantage of it, and of course, in the racing community, you start racing, you start knowing more people. I mean, like, man, I might not know somebody by name, but if they tell me it's like, hey man, it's me, man, with the yellow car or the blue truck or this, and oh yeah, I know who you are.
The one I beat.
But for the most part, everybody's cool.
Yeah.
Everybody's cool. But it's great. Like I said, you really never think that you're gonna make it. Like, oh, you know what? See myself on TV. The Discovery, blah blah blah. And but we filmed. I think it was I don't know, maybe like 6 or 7 episodes,
Nice.
or maybe more. I don't even know. I mean, we filmed quite a bit. We went to Louisiana. We were on Kai Kelly's show also.
Yeah.
Big Chief's show, and just back and forth. They would call us because we would do good, so they call us, hey man, you want to be on this show because we're gonna have Louisiana versus Texas or
Right.
whatever. It's like, oh, come on, sign me up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And their cars are fast, huh?
yeah.
Ty Kelly he was
Yeah.
killing it.
Yeah, they like I said, they've always ran the big tire stuff. And there was a group of us that stayed kind of loyal to the small tire stuff. So, since they had their top 10 or whatever, it's big tire stuff, and then they had their top 10 small tire. So we was always in the mix. Yeah.
Nice. Um, Talk about Blue Magic.
Blue Magic, Blue Magic, I've had for a long time.
Yeah.
I've had it for a long time, and that car started off as a nitrous deal. It was just a simple 408 nitrous, and ran that one. Not for long, on nitrous. Then we started doing the turbo kit, and finally went turbo on it. But that car's been in the stable for a long time, and I don't race it a whole lot. It kind of stays there. It might sit for 6 or 7 months, and then it's like, oh, you know what? Let's go take it racing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is it what size tire is it on?
That car runs on a 275. Yeah, it's got a radial tire, and it's pretty much been in the radial ever since. We've done some upgrades to it. It started off with Q16 on fuel with ice, air to water,
Yeah.
blah blah blah, all that stuff, and eventually threw all that stuff in the garbage and went
Why?
alcohol.
Why'd you go from this setup to alcohol?
Well, alcohol, you can make more power,
Yeah, yeah.
and you can lighten the vehicle up too.
Mm.
So you don't need all the extra air to water tanks. You ain't gotta be buying ice. You don't need a radiator. You don't need none of that stuff. So, and alcohol at the end of the day is cheaper than Q16.
Okay.
Like I can buy a whole barrel, a 55-gallon drum of alcohol for like $250.
Damn.
If you buy Q16, you buy a 5-gallon pail for $140.
Yeah.
5 gallons. It's a big difference.
And how's how does it the engine wear with alcohol?
Well, the oil on it, if you run regular oil, it's gonna get milky real quick because I mean, and like I said, the injector's gotta be different, the fuel pump's gotta be different, your wide band's gotta be different. I mean, there's just a lot of variables that change, but it consumes so much fuel that your regular oil will get milky because it'll go past the rings. It's just because it burns so fast, so you have to put a lot more to it.
Right.
And the injectors are a lot bigger. Like I said, you go from a set of 160s for Q16 to a set of 700s
Damn.
on something like that. I mean, and you can get away with 550s, but depends on the power that you're actually trying to make. I usually do minimum 700s up to 950s. So it just kind of depends what your combination is.
And the injectors are still O-ring, or they're the screw-in types?
Well, I have quite a bit that they're O-ring, and then I have some that are screw-in type. And the screw-in type, I've been doing that lately just because the pressures exceed 150 psi. Like this weekend, we was out there and I got a car that we were seeing 170 pounds of fuel pressure.
Wow.
Yeah,
Where was that at?
and XRP.
XRP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just kind of keeps the injector in place.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, because I mean, honestly, I've had one blow an O-ring on me, and it catch on fire.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah. So I mean, you just safety stuff, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That's crazy, man. You went from the O-rings to the screw-in?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I mean, I still got some with the O-ring stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
The screw-in type, it seems like it can maintain there a lot better, unless it strips or whatever,
Yeah.
then it's gonna blow the injector out. But
Yeah.
yeah, for the most part, I mean, you want it secured.
And Blue Magic's made for eighth or quarter?
Eighth.
Eighth only?
Everything I got is made for eighth mile.
Got you.
Yeah, I stopped racing quarter mile like a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Why?
Well, first off, less wear and tear.
Okay.
You run half the track, and then all the bigger races, they were mainly started to be all eighth mile. So well, we started doing eighth mile.
Gotcha.
Like quarter mile just kind of started fading away as far as for the stuff that I did. Yeah, we went, going back to, the first truck, or whatever, and then we went eights. We were the first one. I mean, I had in the truck scene. I mean, I had the first truck that went nines, first one that went eights, first one that went sevens,
Yeah.
and I tuned the very first one that went sixes. So I done tuned every single record that there's out there.
Yeah.
I've been behind the computer.
Yeah. Going back and thinking about it, there was a very few tuners when you started, right?
Yes, there was.
You, Spike,
Well, no, Spike
or
wasn't.
File. I'm sorry, File.
It was File
File from the Valley.
from the valley, but he was down in the valley.
Right.
Here in town, it was me, G-Force, and what's the other one?
Chuck?
Chuck.
Yeah.
Chuck. And then, LME. No, not LME. What was the name of it?
It was a shop. What is it, a shop?
It was a shop.
Mm,
Man, I can't remember the name of it. It's been so
not
long.
sure.
It wasn't LME. It was some other shop. MTI. MTI.
Okay, okay.
It was MTI, Chuck, G-Force, and myself.
Yeah.
Now, they all did cars, and I was
Right.
the only one that did trucks.
Right.
Yeah, mainly. But, yeah, there was very, very few of us. Right now, you find them in every corner.
I know.
Everybody's a tuner.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody's a tuner. Just because they can open up a laptop, they're tuners now. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: what makes a tuner? What do you think? Besides experience, because we know we know you're OG in the game. We know you have the experience. We know you've done it all.
Well, I mean, understanding of everything makes I mean, anybody can tune though, but there's different variations of how far a tuner can go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It all comes back down to knowledge. Like there's some tuners that they can only do so much, and then after this point they're in the dark.
Right.
And the reason is because they haven't been there.
Yeah.
Not saying that they won't be able to get there. I mean, they'll eventually get there, But, I mean, hell, when I started, I didn't know what I know now. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I had to figure out myself, and then in the process, you mess up a bunch of stuff. Like, I'm not going to say that I haven't messed up stuff. Oh, man, I've blown up so many goddamn motors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you had the hate.
Yeah.
And you had.
And, I mean, and honestly, I try to burn up and mess up my motors before I mess up anybody else's motors.
Yeah.
So.
Or transmissions. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as far as transmissions and this and that, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I like, coming back to it. I mean, like right now, I mean, I got a $13,000 transmission in the truck, and we done broke it.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you can,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So, what's there to say
Yeah.
for a stock 4060 that you're not going to burn it up? It's like,
Yeah.
come on, man. Like,
Do you remember my dad? He told you, he's like, man, he said, man, Cracker, when he called you Cracker,
yeah, yeah.
before people started, getting in their feelings. He said, man, Cracker, why is people hating on you, man? And
Yeah.
they say you're blowing transmissions and stuff like that. And he's like, well, if they want their truck to be 100% and they want me to max their truck out, then I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Remember?
Everybody come up to like, man, max my tune up, which in reality, I mean, I didn't really say nothing, but, people have that understanding that you can like, well, let me just max it. No, the way you tune is you tune accordingly to what the vehicle can take. There's
Yeah.
only so much time the vehicles can take. There's only so much fuel. If you put more fuel, it's not going to work. If you don't put enough fuel, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
The transmissions, you have to bump up some line pressure accordingly, because the way they come factory, they kind of slip into gear. But that way it feels real normal and no harsh hit or anything like that. So you got to bump up a little bit of line pressure. You got to adjust your time between shifts, and it's just and they get the transmissions built by somebody else. You come here, you adjust here and there, and all that kind of stuff. But then if it messes up, whose fault is it?
Yeah.
My fault. Even though somebody else did it.
Yeah.
Even though their transmission guy did it, but the
Yeah.
transmission guy, he's he didn't mess up.
Yeah.
His part was great.
Right.
But it just kind of comes with it. You just got to deal with it, and I dealt with it for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And some people have a heavier foot, and some people just do different stuff. I mean, it's like I said. I mean, I've broke a whole bunch of my stuff, and it is what it is.
What are some reasons? What is the main reason why you got out of tuning like stock trucks? Little builds. You know what I mean?
Well, the main reason is because I have so many more bigger builds.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I got so many more bigger builds, so it just I kind of whittled some out. Not all of them. I'll still like, even though right now, I usually schedule everybody in now. It's not like just like pop up like, hey man, I need a tune. Like back then, yeah, like, oh, okay, cool, we'll just wait.
Yeah.
Now, if you show up to my shop, be like, hey man, I need a tune. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll schedule them in and stuff like that, though. And like I said, some of them be, regular vehicles just like that. It'll be like, come in on next day and drop it off, and I'll call you when it's done.
Do you still charge $150?
No.
This guy used to charge $150 a tune before.
No.
Remember?
Prices have actually gone up.
Nah, I know. I'm just messing with you.
Prices have gone up. But yeah, no, I mean, back then, I think it was $250 when I started.
$250. I'm sorry. Yeah. $250.
It was $250 a tune. That's crazy.
Street tune. Yeah.
And it was just a street tune. And then after I bought the dyno and stuff like that, just kind of started charging a little bit more.
Yeah.
And right now, I charge a lot more. Of course, over time and this and that. But
Yeah.
you have to. Everything's
Yeah.
everything's gone up.
Your experience too.
Yeah. And I mean, just because I can, tune a vehicle in 5 minutes doesn't mean that, like you're not charging by the time. You're charging by the knowledge.
Right.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it all works out. I mean, like I said, I schedule them in. They come and drop them off. It gets tuned. I call them. They come pick it up. Fine. But I don't have them all the like it was before, to where they just show up and like, hey man, I need a tune. Can you tune it right now? I gotta go out of town and this and that.
Yeah.
I need a tune. Oh my God, I remember those days.
But you also weeded out the headaches. You think like
Oh, yeah.
with tuning like smaller cars?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not smaller cars, but smaller builds.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, and over time, I mean, I kid you not, I've heard it all over the years, as far as like, man, I had one guy, I'll tell you, and I had one guy come to me, and he's like, I had already tuned the vehicle.
Yeah.
Man, and honestly, this is how dumb people are. I mean, this is how dumb people are.
Yeah.
And he comes over, and he's like, man, I need a retune. I said, okay, it's fine. I said, well, you can drop it off and, come pick it up tomorrow,
Yeah.
whatever the case is. Cool. I said, what'd you do? Well, I did I put some cow trucks on it, and I need to get retuned. And I'm looking at myself like,
Are you serious?
you serious? I didn't say nothing because, I mean, it's $125 retail fee.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, drop it off. That's all he did. Dropped it off. Of course, I didn't do nothing.
Did he ask you why is it parked the same
No, no,
place you
no.
drive?
I moved it. I moved it. But that's, I mean, stuff like that.
You should have been tuning at the track,
I mean,
trying to.
stuff like that. I mean, it's not like I'm, like taking advantage of the guy. No, it's because
Yeah.
they're dumb.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
hey, if you're dumb enough to come to me and you want to give me money
Yeah.
to retune it for the putting a set of cow trucks on, I'll take your money.
Yeah.
Like, don't come to me that dumb.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyway, the guy was happy. He was happy. He picked it up. He took it to the racetrack the next day, and he sent me a text message. Man, it worked great. I said, well, you got cow trucks, buddy. It's gonna work better. So, but no, yeah, man, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I mean, you got, and the reason I kind of wheedled a bunch of stuff out is because you got one guy, and a bunch of them. One weekend they want to run on 93. The other weekend they want to run on 87, and the following weekend they want to run on E85.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, like really?
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's like, man,
Yeah.
like, like which one do you want?
Yeah.
So I mean, stuff like that,
Or even phone calls at night, right? I'm
Oh.
sure they called you like in the middle of the night. My transmission broke or something.
No, but they send messages. I mean, which I don't respond. But I mean, it's like common sense. Like, why would you be calling me in the middle of the night? Like, hey man, you got time for tune? It's like, come on, man. It's like I'm trying to make time to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I kind of wheedled a bunch of that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's been better. It's been better. It's not 100% better, but
Really?
it's been better. It's because they're still out there.
Yeah.
They're still
Oh,
out there.
okay,
They're
okay,
still
okay.
out there.
But you're talking about more pricier builds now, though, right?
Oh no, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're
Yeah. Well,
they're
I mean,
up there.
usually like these other bigger builds. Well, most of them they know, what it takes and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So they don't ask.
They're more serious too.
Well, yeah, they don't ask these stupid questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't get the dumb questions and stuff like that. And so, I mean, sometimes if you ask me a dumb question, I'm gonna give you a dumb answer.
Yeah.
I mean, and
Yeah.
it's funny because a lot of people they believe it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh crap, really? Like,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Did you get out of the truck scene for a little bit?
There was like,
What was that year gap you got out?
man, I think there was like a 2-year gap.
Yeah.
I completely did not go to the racetrack. I didn't do anything but work in the shop. That's it. I mean, I built and I tuned all the trucks and the cars and whatever.
Yeah.
I just stopped going to the racetrack. I mean, you could say that I got burnt out.
Really?
So I had to step back and just kind of take a break for it. And I didn't really go to the racetrack. I didn't race. I didn't do nothing. Now, like I said, I still had to shop because that's all I've done.
Mm-hmm.
And I still did the builds, worked in the motors, cam swaps, headers, blah, 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 everything, tuning. I just didn't go to the racetrack.
Yeah.
And then finally, I think it was, or a year and a half. Might have been a year and a half. I can't remember the year.
Is that when you got bulky? Was that the time where you started like
Maybe.
going to the gym?
Maybe. No, I think might have been a little after that.
Okay.
But I did get kind of burnt of racing all the time, and basically like a bunch of the dumb stuff. I'm like, you know what, I'm out. But I still worked on everything. I still did what I needed to do. You didn't see me at the racetrack,
Right?
Like I am. And then about maybe a year and a half, then I started going back to the racetrack, and that's when I came out with Cornfed.
Got you.
Yeah.
I think we kind of missed something. Talk about when you raced Spike.
When we raced,
Because that was a big one, HPT versus RGB, remember?
well, that was that black truck that ran 8s.
Yeah.
And
Did you build it just to beat Spike? Or
no.
Okay, okay.
I mean, I just built it, and,
Yeah.
and like I said, we were the first ones to run 8s, and then Spike was, still working on his truck and stuff like that. So,
But he wasn't a full size, was it?
yeah, he had a full.
But I thought he had like tubular arms or something like that.
Well, I mean, a lot of people might call it whatever, but
Oh.
I mean, I know what it takes. So I mean,
Yeah.
it never was a big deal. It wasn't the same as what we had, but I mean, it really never mattered.
Okay.
And so he got that truck, up and running and everything. And then there was an event here, and we ended up running. And he ran. I think we ran like a 882. No, sorry. That we were in the sevens already with that truck. We ran a 782, I think it was. And then I think he ran like a 770 something. I mean, he ran like a little faster.
Yeah.
And that was with Juan's truck. That was with Juan's truck. We ran the 770 something. Man, there's been so many, like I'm telling you. I mean, there's been so many trucks, I can't really keep up.
With one transmission.
Yeah.
Okay.
We went, like I said, we went 8s and 7s, and I think 2 trucks at the time that they were running 7s. So that particular time, I think the one you're talking about, we ran him with Juan's truck, and it was the black twin turbo truck, not the one with the single. It was a black twin turbo truck, and I think it went like a 782 or a 783 to Spike's 778, maybe.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was somewhere in that range. So then, Spike now at this particular point had, the record.
Yeah.
So he held it for a little bit, and then I think we came out with Deadly's truck. That's when I started working back again on Deadly's truck, because Deadly's truck, which is the brown one, Big Bad Brown, somebody else would mess with it. So then they brought it back over to me, and I made a bunch of changes, and then I put it on the radials this time. And the first rip that I go down the racetrack, because I was driving it, the first rip that I go down the racetrack, I think we went like a 730 something.
Wow.
Or a 740 something. So I'm like, okay. So I made some changes.
Crazy.
And Deadly wasn't here in town. He was back home in Zapata. And so I made some changes, and I went back at it. I think we went a 730 something, and then a 720 something.
Damn.
And then we left it there. I think it was. And so after that, of course, now, Deadly's got the full-size record or whatever. And we just upgraded a bunch of stuff and just kind of upgraded the suspension better and just, made it better. And then that's when it went 6s for the first time, and then it ended up going like a 689 or a 69 or something like that.
Wow.
Yep. So
Crazy fast. What was the trap for it?
I think it was like 195 or 196.
In a quarter?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. It never really reached 200, but
That's crazy.
it was up there. And then by that time, Deadly ran it himself. No,
I mean, and were you racing the truck?
no, Deadly ran it on.
Oh, okay.
Whenever I ran it, I was just that basically the first times that we had it on radios and stuff like that. So he wasn't being able to make it, so I ran it, and that's when it went to 720 somethings. We made a couple changes, suspension and everything just got changed, different wheels, lighter brakes, and then Deadly got back in it, and then he ended up going like low 7s, and then finally it went 6s, and
Wow. So let me ask you this: when you were going 8 seconds and then going to 7 seconds, how? And people would think it's just 1 second, but it's crazy fast.
No,
Did you notice like a big difference? 8 to 7s?
Oh no, yeah, of course. I can tell you that it just feels like a walk in the park.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is a big change. It's not something that like, oh, it's nothing. It's a big difference in speed. Versus one versus the other. But like I said, I mean, like that truck right there, going 190 something in the quarter mile. I mean, it was doing 150.
Yeah.
Something in the 8th mile.
Crazy.
I mean, it's big difference.
Yeah. How does it feel when you're at the tree, right? You're staging, you're holding the button. How does that feeling, if you can tell us, and if you can get us into detail, how does that feeling feel when you let go of the button and you take off? Like, you have so much experience, Tell us that feeling.
Man, well, to me it feels normal.
Yeah.
But if for somebody that doesn't per se, okay, Mona. I'll give you an example of Mona. Mona, I've been 390 with it, and on that particular truck, if normally at the racetrack, we leave with on that truck maybe close to 1,000 horsepower, the starting line,
Leaving, yeah.
maybe 800 horsepower. That's how much power it leaves. In 1 second, the G meter in that truck is going to be about 3.3,
Wow.
3.3 Gs in 1 second. The first initial hit of the trans brake, it's probably going to be like 1.5 Gs for the first 0.3 of a second. And then it progresses. And then in 1 second to 1.2 seconds into the run, you're at about 3.3 Gs. And it'll maintain that for about 2 seconds. And then it starts to taper back off. So for the first 150 feet, when you let go of the button and the G's kick in, you see blur.
Wow.
Like you don't even know where you're at. Like if you're pointed straight and it's going, you're fine. But if it's going this way, you can't see because everything just kind of blurs out. It'll take a couple runs for you to get used to that, and then you'll be fine. But somebody that's not, used to that stuff, when they let go of the button, you're gonna see you're looking at everything, and then you see blurry,
Damn.
and then your vision kind of catches back, and then you're okay. But like I said, it takes a couple runs to get used to that. And then after that, it just kind of like becomes the normal, Like I'm very calm and collected in a race car. I burn out, whatever, back up. Like you can't get me riled up on a race car. Like I'll be just like, whatever. They go to the button, okay. Even when we've won, like when I've won like big money, I'm usually like, you see some people like hooping and hollering and shouting and screaming and all that. I don't know. I'll be like, okay, we won.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Hey, what about the time when you willied?
oh,
Like, how was that feeling?
the Blue Magic,
Yeah, you willied Blue Magic. I was like, God.
man, that was. I mean, mainly it's all instinct, to be honest. I mean,
yeah.
it's not like I knew exactly, like,
Right, right.
I know what I'm doing exactly. And no, I could not see anything. I didn't know if I was going left or right. I didn't know if I was going straight.
You didn't know if you were still on the track.
I didn't know if I was still on the track or I'm outside of the racetrack. I mean, I didn't know anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, the only thing that I could feel, and honestly, I mean, this I can. I mean, I could feel. I'm looking. It's all pitch black because I'm looking through the window, and I can feel my body. I mean, okay, it's just like a bike though. If you make a wheelie on a bike and the bike goes like this, your body feels it.
Right, right.
So that's exactly what I felt. I'm like, okay, well, I'm in the middle, So I pedaled, and I think I must have pedaled, 6 or 7 times, and I would pedal to get the car to go down, and the reason I did that is because the car's, I mean, like it's 4 foot in the air,
Right.
and it's going. So I pedal and I pedal and I pedal to try to bring the car down, and it never did. I could feel that the car would come down, and I hit it again, and it go back up. I could feel it, and I could feel that I was going straight, that I wasn't either going this way or this way. So I just kind of kept on like pedal and pedal. Finally, it got to where the point that it never came down. So what I did, I just kind of let off, and then when I seen like the very end of the racetrack, I floored it again, and then it came down smooth. And we still ran real fast, and it came down, I think it was like maybe 500 foot down the racetrack.
Damn.
And we actually still almost won,
Yeah.
I was running boosted, and we almost won. But no, I mean, it like I said, something like that, it's just all instinct. I mean, I've been driving for a long time. I've been racing for a long time. So when I get caught up in a situation like that, I mean, it's not like, well, you exactly know what to do, but it's just like your body reacts to it.
Right.
Like I cannot tell you what to do on a wheelie because of course, it's just all instinct, and your body does it for you. But I always said it. It's like you yourself as a driver, and what makes a good driver to me is knowing when enough is enough. Like I've been in other situations where the vehicle might go to one side and this and that, and I'll lift completely. And it's not because I said, okay, well, I'm gonna lift already. Because no, like I lift automatically, and it's done. Like and there'll be other times that I don't lift, and I'll go and I'll correct it back to the middle, and I'll make it all the way through. So what's the difference? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just your body knows, your mind or whatever. I mean, knows when too much is too much.
Yeah.
Let off, abort it, man. We'll live to fight another day.
Have you seen the ones that actually like lift and they just keep on lifting?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I've seen a
That's
whole bunch.
crazy, man.
Well, they get air underneath though, and then they just take off.
Yeah.
It is crazy. I mean, when you can do 180, 190 in the eighth mile, and you wheelie, well, you're going to be doing 140 in the airs, and picking up speed. So
Got you.
of course, sometimes it'll,
Besides the power, why do they wheelie like that?
well, just the way the car is set up. Some cars are set up a little lighter in the front. They got more weight bias in the back. The motors are maybe a little higher. The motors are a little bit more backward. There's a lot of variables. There's a lot of variables. Just the way the suspension is set up, and just many, many different factors.
Talk about Mona now. Mona Lisa. The giveaway.
Mona,
Truck giveaway.
we got Mona Lisa giveaway. It's an iconic truck. It's one of a kind. I mean, the paint job on it, you've seen it.
Super nice.
Super, super nice. I mean, it's candy paint. I mean, what else can you ask for?
Yeah.
It'll go 390s. It's ready. It's ready to go. The motor is brand new. That thing makes about 3,000 horsepower and about 55 pounds of boost.
Wow.
Yeah. It's got the best of the best. It's got a Mark Mickey transmission. I mean, it's got a 4-link suspension. It's an all-tube chassis deal. I mean, it's a super, super nice build. I mean, we did spend a bunch of pennies on it. It's a super, super nice build. And we got a little bit less than a month away
Yeah.
for the deadline. A little bit less than a month.
We were trying to do the podcast months ago.
Yes.
Had a little incident, but it doesn't matter. We're still here.
Yeah.
So talk about the motor. Talk about the
The motor is a 427. It's a dart block. It's got a set of Higgins LS7 heads on it, CID intake. I mean, it's a solid roller motor, of course. The heads are solid. It's on alcohol. It's got a dry sump system, so meaning that the oil doesn't go inside the motor. The oil is on a separate tank. The oil pump is external as well. Mark Mickey transmission. It's a 400 2-speed. 4-link suspension, like I said, all tube chassis. I mean, the fenders are steel. The hood's fiberglass. The doors are fiberglass. The bed sides are the original ones also. And it's got a lot of carbon fiber everywhere, inside, outside.
Nice.
Bed cover, you name it. It sits real, real low, like I said. And everything's new though. I mean, the motor got refreshed before I actually put it, as the giveaway. So that thing is ready to go. Everything's fresh. It's been right now. It's sitting on Projects. It's waiting for its new owner.
right.
And it is we've been having it for 2 months. So we're just about a month away, and for the deadline. So, flockusperformance.com. You can get we got shirts right here. Which,
Thank you for the shirts.
yeah, so I mean, we just got them in not too long ago. I was waiting on the supplier, but we finally got them in. We sold a bunch of them, and I'm like, hey, just hold on. You're getting your merch. Just bear with me. So we finally got them. Started shipping them out, and I've had the decals. You can see we've had the decals. Now the decals, there's all different. It can range from, the entries can range from, I think it's 5 entries all the way up to 100 entries. So, you can buy a $10 sticker, which you'll get 5 entries towards the truck, which in reality, it only takes one.
Right.
Yeah.
And
then you can get all the way up to 100 entries, which is the shirt, the decals, and some other stuff.
Right.
That'll get you 100 entries. So, and of course, I've done some promotions in the meantime. 3 times, 5 times, and then this weekend it just passed. It was Father's Day weekend. I had 10 times
Right.
the entries on anything you bought.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Nice. And why do the Mona Lisa giveaway?
Well, I
Has it been
mean,
doing good?
yeah,
Nice.
we've been selling some merchandise and stuff,
Nice.
and it's been doing okay. Now, I don't know if you remember, I had posted it for sale before that. I posted on. I didn't really like post it a bunch of times, but I posted it one time, and I had some guys interested and stuff, but it was just it didn't fall. It didn't go through. So then I'm like, you know what? Let's put it up as a giveaway.
Right.
And at the same time, it gives me, to sell the merchandise and this and that.
Right.
And that's basically how you do the giveaway. So,
Yeah.
and it's been doing good. Like I said, one lucky winner is gonna get it.
Yeah.
I hope it's somebody that actually knows what to do with it, or actually that somebody has race cars or something. That truck is not to be taken lightly.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I'm gonna have them sign a waiver and everything. Whoever wins it's gonna sign a waiver and all that kind of stuff. But it's definitely not gonna have the 390 tune-up in it. It's definitely gonna have a slow tune-up in it. Even though it's somebody that knows what to do with it, it's still gonna have a slow tune-up in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
But it's been doing good. Like I said, make sure to check out Flaco's Performance, and like I say, get your merch, whatever. And we got some more merch coming in, like different styles of shirts.
Oh, cool.
We're just gonna add on to the website, just a whole variety of different stuff that you can buy.
Talk about the team now. Who's on the team?
Roy helped, for a long time. He's married to my niece.
Yeah.
So he helped a long time, and we went out and raced. He drove one of the cars that we had there in the shop. So it was I think the True Street car or something like that. He drove that one for a long time, and but no, he helped around there for a long time. Yeah.
Talk about the team now. Like who's on your team, and like who helps you maybe with merch, the website.
Well, the merch and the website. My daughter is the one that's taking care of all the orders and stuff. I started doing it, and it's just a lot of work. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? I told her, I said, hey, you take care of this stuff. You take care of all the orders. I'll pay you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's the one that's been doing all that. She's the one that's been sending the orders, and I get the emails and I can check the order numbers and stuff. But she's the one that takes care of all that stuff
Yeah.
for me. And my buddy Jr. He's the one that. He's been helping me lately, which is the one with the black Mustang. I've been posting it, here and there.
I see Martin.
Martin also helps around. He
Yeah.
comes over. That guy can cook.
Yeah.
He can cook. And of course, sometimes Papi Paga, Full Throttle Promotions.
Yeah.
They we all kind of work together. And like in their events and stuff, we got that $10,000 race coming up, I think July 8th. And I'm the main sponsor for the $10,000 race. So we kind of been working together, and we got some stuff coming up as well. And it's going to be interesting the rest of this year. So.
What's the biggest pot you won?
Myself?
Yeah, yourself on a race. One single race, boom.
I think it was 40,000.
Damn.
Yeah.
And you acted the same when you won the 40 or the 10?
I act the same if I win 100 or
Yeah.
if I win 1,000.
Nice. What won't you race for? Like $1,000? You won't race for that? It's
No, I just like racing.
okay.
I just like racing.
Okay.
So it don't matter to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For fun.
Sometimes I race for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Talk about. When I remember I asked you this question when I was at your house, and I said, "How much does it cost to build that truck?"
which one?
Hay hauler when it was hitting eights, and you said I could have bought a Lambo already with
Yeah.
it. Talk about that. Like you spent all the money in the hay hauler, remember, to get it to hit eights.
Yeah. Man,
Do you remember like?
how much I spent?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. But
But remember you telling me that? You said
yeah.
you're like I could have bought a Lambo with this.
Well, no, I don't remember exactly how much I spent, but I can tell you that I spent 120,000 easily on it.
Yeah.
Lambos are about 120,000.
Yeah.
It's just it's pricey.
Yeah.
It's not cheap if you're gonna build something. like that, or Mona. It ain't cheap to build something like that. I mean, it's gonna take quite a bit. Like I said, I try not to keep track just because it's too much. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But now it probably costs me less, of course, now because I can do a lot of it myself. But at the same time, I mean, it's my time, so
Yeah.
nobody pays me
Deal
for
with a
it.
lot. Yeah.
So it whoever builds it is still gonna cost a whole bunch of money though.
Right.
Yeah, it's expensive though.
Talk about the truck scene, like from where you started to how's it now. You think it's changed?
Well, back then, whenever I started, there was only very few that were going fast.
Yeah.
There was only very few of us that actually stayed with it, and that we kept on going with it. I stepped away from the full size myself as far as like me having one. But of course, I mean, I've been very involved since the beginning of it, like I said, till now. It's just I myself choose not to own a full size anymore and race it. But, like I said, as being involved, I'm very involved in it.
Right.
And it's grown. It's been good because, like I said, back then, a lot of them, they were just kind of slower. Now you can actually see that there is enough fast trucks. And then, of course, the 4x4 trucks, because you got Manuel, you got Homie with the 4x4, you got Beto with theirs, you got Spike also building another one, or a new one, I think. Then you got, who else in the 4x4s? RG Racing, and there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them at the 4x4s, and it's pretty cool, to just kind of see all of them. And of course, everybody wants, to own the fastest title and this and that.
Yeah.
And that's what competition is. It's great.
You've been there, done that.
It's great for the sport. I've been there, done it. Doesn't bother me one bit. That's like, hey, whatever. I mean, I work on them trucks anyway, so
Yeah.
I just do what I do on it behind the scenes, and work the keyboard, and that's about it.
Yeah.
You know,
Talk about Crawfish. What's done to Crawfish now?
Crawfish is pretty much everything we redone it.
Yeah.
You saw the motor that it had before. It crapped out.
What it had before?
It was a dart block also.
Okay.
It was a 427. It was a dart block. And of course, it wasn't nothing crazy, that motor. It was something, less horsepower rated deal. It wasn't something that you can push it seriously.
Yeah.
And I knew, and I had told him, I said, man, this is it's eventually gonna give out.
Yeah.
Once we start going fast. And sure enough, we made it. We went fast with it. We went real fast with it. And then, of course, at the shootout that one day, of course, it just crapped out. So it bent and broke a couple of rods and stuff. So it's like, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's cool. The new motor that we got in it now, that's a good race motor. It's completely different than what it had before. Like, this thing can make, if you wanted to, 3,000 horsepower.
Damn.
So it's got a really good motor now. I did rewire the whole truck just to have, everything, of the way I do things. I've added and removed a bunch of stuff, removed everything that I don't need it, and added everything that I do need, which is just the way I do things. But it's just about done. I mean, this week I should have the turbos in. I got to do a couple of things, and then we'll be able to fire it up.
And what heads? I know you talked about the heads. You said they had LS1 heads. Were you talking about like LS1 factory heads or LS1 style heads?
It was an LS1 style head.
Right.
I was
The cathedral port, right?
Yeah, cathedral. Yeah. So I was under the impression that it had an LS7 head. So that's why whenever I told Beto, I'm like, I thought you had LS7 heads on. But
The rectangle port.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, I mean, nothing against anybody. It's
Right.
just a matter of fact that me as a tuner, I thought, and that it had LS7 heads. It's so the camshaft that motor had was one for an LS7 head as well.
Oh.
And so like I said, I was under the impression that that's what they had in it, and whenever the motor, crapped out, and we took it apart, and that's when I'm like, well, I thought you had all this 7 heads,
Yeah.
because of course, you never take the intake off or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it didn't. No, there were still good heads. It just wasn't the right head that.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything of the backstory about it or anything like that. But that's not for me to.
Yeah. Right.
Whatever it was, and not saying that it didn't run. It still ran great.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not the right combination of parts that I thought that it had, and it kind of made sense after a while because there's like a couple of things that once you turn it up, there was like a little hiccup on the exhaust tone and stuff like that, and I'm like, well, why is it doing this?
Yeah.
So I checked. Well, it makes sense when you have a camshaft that you're trying to put enough boost in it on the motor that it's not meant for this style head. So it's kind of everything matches at that point. You're like, oh, okay, well, now we know why it was doing this.
Yeah.
So
Did he think he had what they said he had?
I don't
Like
know.
okay.
I mean, I don't know. But like I said, as me as a tuner, I was always, under the impression and thought, because that's what everybody said,
Yeah.
that it was an LS7 head. So no big deal.
What heads does it have on it now, or the new ones coming in?
Right now, it's got a dart head.
Dart head.
Yeah, it's not even an LS7 head or anything. It's basically like a Ford head now.
Yeah.
Yeah. The intake and exhaust valves are reversed, so it's not like your traditional LS head. It's the valves are swapped. The exhaust manifolds are moved 2 inches forward, just because everything's completely different.
Yeah.
So it's more like a small block Ford head.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a solid head. It's a solid block. So this thing will, we can be able to make 60 pounds of boost, 65 pounds of boost.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Yeah. The other motor broke it was about 38 pounds. It broke. Didn't have aluminum rods. This one has aluminum rods, so it's just everything's better on it.
Yeah.
It's got a dry sump system as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the oil pan's got 3 scavenges, and just it'll be better. We can turn this thing 9,000, and it's gonna have great oil pressure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. And what, like, were you associated with Beto, or like did he come to you like, hey, my truck's doing
No,
this
I mean,
or that, or like, can you check it out? Or did you always tune his truck?
No. I've always tuned it.
Okay.
Yeah, I've
Got you.
always tuned it.
Got you.
Yeah. So
But never worked on it? Like,
never worked on it.
I bet he wished you worked on it the first time, right?
Well, I mean, but yeah, I've always tuned it. So I mean, it's me. There's only so much I can. There's only so much you can do when you don't work on it.
Yeah.
And you just tune it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You hope and think that everything is, what they say it is.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, well, I have to, make these changes on the computer and stuff like that, though. But, and then sometimes you're like, well, man, wonder why it's doing this. And it's not, I wouldn't be able to know because I'm not the one that works on it.
Right.
So once I started working on it, I changed a bunch of stuff to the way that I do things. And just everything progressed a whole lot better right off the rip. Because I know what I did, so then I know what I can do. So just kind of seemed to everything be smoother. But as far as like what happened, I told him, I said, man, I don't think we're gonna go very far with this motor. I said, eventually it's gonna give out.
Yeah.
I said, you can believe that. He's like, dale gas.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, all right, let me go click the up key.
Right. If someone wants to build an 8-second truck right now, full size, what would it take?
Money.
Besides money.
An 8-second truck. Man, nobody races quarter mile no more.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
We ain't got no quarter mile.
I know. That's what I was gonna ask you too. What do you think about that? Like, you built a lot of memories there. The racetrack closing down and.
Man, yeah, it's all right though. But honestly, it's not like Yes, I did race in Baytown for a long time.
Yeah.
But it wasn't my go-to track. My go-to track is HMP.
Yeah.
Because just 8th mile. But Even though, I mean, it just still kind of sucks because, it's a great track.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we, yeah, no, I mean, we did have a lot of memories there regardless, but,
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, you know?
I heard the guy got offered like a large sum of money
Hmm.
and he couldn't refuse and he sold it.
Probably, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably would have done the same thing. No, I don't know. They've owned it for a long time, though, since like the 80s and stuff, though. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, I don't know. It sucks that it's gone, though, but, at the end of the day, it's like, man,
Yeah. What can you do here?
yeah, what can you do?
So what it cost to build like a 2,000 horsepower truck?
A 2,000 horsepower truck.
Yeah.
Well, right off the rip, the motor's going to cost you minimum 40,000. Right off the rip, 40 grand.
No heads?
No, it's a complete.
Okay, a complete long block. Okay.
Yeah, intake and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
It's gonna run 40 racks. I mean, a good motor. I mean, 2,000 horsepower is 2,000 horsepower.
Yeah.
And for it to live long enough, you're gonna spend 40 grand. And that's just a motor. So I mean, you'll still spend, by the time you're done building a truck, I mean, you're gonna spend over 100 grand if you want to go serious with it. You're gonna spend 120,000 if you want to be serious with it.
Yeah.
If you want to build an 8-second truck, well, it doesn't take a whole lot. Well, it does, but it doesn't. I mean, you can run now with the technology and all that kind of stuff. I mean, 408 cubic inch, something simple.
Yeah.
Whether it be single turbo or twin turbo deal. I mean, you can get it built with, I don't know, maybe 50 grand,
Yeah.
40 grand. I mean, 408's not going to be that expensive. You can run 8s right now with a stock set of heads.
For real?
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
I mean, with a 370, just a 6.0, 370, you go 8s. Yeah.
Damn.
And it's crazy because what we did back then.
Yeah, right.
And it's that's what I'm saying. It's the same parts that we were running. It's just a difference in technology as far as computers, injectors, converters, and what you can do with the computer.
Yeah.
And of course, suspension stuff, you're still kind of about the same, but the difference in the tire, the shock technology, and you're able to go a lot faster
Wow.
than what we did back then. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Crazy.
I know.
What was the black truck you had on 1320? The 402?
That was a 2006 model. It was that motor, transmission, and turbo kit and everything was the first setup that Lil Sis had.
Okay.
Yeah, the very first time that I went to the mile with Lil Sis, and I ran like 192. That was a setup that I had in that truck.
Got you.
Yeah,
Same compression.
same motor. It was
Exact same thing?
well, it was everything from it to that.
It's okay, we got you.
Yeah, and then when I went, of course, when I went 199 in Lil Sis, I had a 427 motor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so what happened on the 1320? They approached you or like they just wanted to film you?
Yeah, I mean, we were there. We pulled up, and I've known, 1320 guys for a long time. And we pulled up, and it was always, cool when us in a truck can hang with, the faster cars or whatever, the more aerodynamically cars, you could say.
Yeah.
It was like a brick going down the road.
Yeah.
But no, he would always be like, "Hey man, can I jump with you so you can make a video?" I said, "I'll run any car here." It's like, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing like maybe 200 miles an hour in the
I know. It's,
expressway. It's like crazy. And I did it with Lil Sis too.
yeah.
Yeah, like, oh man, what the heck are we?
Yeah.
I mean, right now I can tell you what the heck were we thinking.
Yeah.
But at that point in time, it's like, I guess so. It was cool. It was cool back then.
Yeah.
It ain't cool now though, because it's not the same as it was years ago.
Yeah.
That part of the racing scene is not the same.
The highway racing?
Yeah, well, just the meets and everything. You back then you could go to a meet, you could hang out all night long. Right now, I don't think you can do it.
Yeah.
Now I haven't been to stuff like that in
Yeah,
years, but what you see, not the same.
Yeah.
Not the same.
That's for sure.
Not like them good old days. Yeah.
Were you on the truck forums?
Yeah. Oh man, I was in I was in the forums when there was a forum. I mean, I know you don't remember that, but it used to be called Hot Rod Gossip.
Yeah, I don't remember.
That was like
Dial up.
the dial up. You go on there. It's a Hot Rod Gossip. That was Joe Golden here in town. I mean, a lot of the old schoolers don't know who Joe Golden was.
Yeah.
And that was like where all the cheese and everything.
Yeah.
Or that was right there. If
I-
you
I-
wanted to run somebody in HMP or Baytown or whatever, you go on there, you whatever, and you be talking crap. Hot Rod
That
Gossip.
was where the call outs were at then.
That was back then, and then of course there was no Facebook, there was
Yeah.
no MySpace or what MySpace,
MySpace, yeah.
whatever it was before even MySpace. I don't think there was one. I don't know. I had MySpace back then.
Yeah.
But this was way before that. This is way back when, and then of course that there was performanceTrucks.net,
Yeah.
and then LS1
Tech?
Tech.
Yeah.
Com. I was in all them.
Yeah.
I was in all them. I'd argue with everybody there.
I remember he used to be
They would always argue with me because they're like, "Oh, well, you're lying that you ran this or that you
Yeah.
It's like, well, I mean, you don't have to believe me. I mean, I'm just telling you, like,
Yeah.
what I got.
Yeah. But I remember you used to be tuning and then you used to pop it up and like there used to be like you used to
Oh yeah,
right back. I'm like, damn.
man, it was. I'm telling you, it was them good old days.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't do nothing. Like if you were doing something, they wouldn't believe you. Like, oh no, you didn't have this motor, or you didn't have this, and or how'd you do this, or how
Yeah.
can you make it go this? Like, well, I mean, I'm not telling you to believe me. I mean, I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Man, it was a lot of arguing.
Yeah.
But I kind of like get away from that because if not, you don't do any work.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Talk about when you went to Dubai.
Man,
Work.
that was a pretty cool experience. Me and Roy went out there, and I had a customer come to me, and he was here with us and stuff, and then he's like, man, you know what, I want you to go out there and tune, and I did. I must have tuned maybe 50 trucks out there. I don't know. I don't remember.
Really?
And so his son was the one that was taking care of us, like taking us where we needed to go and stuff like that.
So it's all inclusive, like they paid for your flights and everything?
Yeah, they paid for all the flight. Well, they told me, it's like, okay, well, how much is it going to be per vehicle to tune over there? I said, it's going to be X amount. And then he's like, well, I'll take care of the flight and everything. Take y'all over there, whatever. And then once you're over there,
That's awesome.
so he drove us around all over the place. And we went to the Burj Khalifa. We went upstairs because they knew somebody.
Damn.
Because it was like, you got to get like a month in advance reservation or something.
Oh.
He knew somebody that guy knew this other guy. And we went in there, I remember, and we're looking at the Burj Khalifa. We're like, damn. And they're like, oh, yeah, come on over. So they're like, we went through some tunnel.
Yeah.
We pulled up in and whatever. And then I'm like, oh, we went all the way up. All the
Crazy.
way up. We was out there for, man, I think like almost 3 weeks, me and Roy. Yeah, almost 3 weeks. And it was great. We went to some shops, they had a dyno here, and I used some of their dynos, and we just a completely different deal though. But it was great. I mean, we met a lot of great people from over there, and I still have some people like, hey man, when are you coming over here? It's like, I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, I'd love to go back again over there. It's great.
Really? So the experience was good?
Oh yeah, it was great. Everybody's super friendly.
Really?
Super nice. I mean, it was a great experience.
The culture,
Everything. I love
food,
it. Yeah.
nice.
Kind of like, not Mexican food, but there's some
Spicy.
similarities.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Yeah, they have their spices in their foods were good.
Yep.
Yeah. It's up there.
So,
Some of them could be really spicy though.
yeah.
Like,
But it was great. Like I said, we had a really, really good time, and we went to different parts of it. Like Dubai, like the main deal of Dubai is great. That's what you see
yeah.
on TV,
TV, yeah.
picture and all that.
Yeah.
But we were there, of course, but then we went to the outskirts of Dubai, which is a lot of sand.
So what were they using the race trucks for? For on the sand or like they had a strip?
No, there's a strip.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a strip in what's it called? Abu Dhabi.
Okay. Abu Dhabi, yeah.
I think Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
So we went to the racetrack there. Really nice, super nice racetrack. So
Nice.
we went there and
Any fast, like really fast trucks?
at that point in time, no. I mean, well, fast, yeah, for what they were running over there, but maybe like it was like 9 second,
Okay.
980s, I guess, or something.
Yeah.
Which is still fast.
Yeah.
But everything was great. Everything was great. I remember the track is absolutely beautiful. I mean, like the floor, like where you park cars and everything,
Yeah.
is bricks.
Really?
Like like bricks. Everything's like, damn, this is expensive.
Yeah. We need this back home.
Yeah, like like you ain't got no gravel stuff, no like here or like
Yeah.
HMP, like you got potholes and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, it's like all brick.
Wow.
It's like, damn, it's great.
They're doing it big over there.
And then the grandstands, they got like a big cover on the sides.
For the sun?
Hell yeah.
Damn.
Both sides.
That's crazy.
No, it's great. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful.
Nice.
It's great. It's badass.
And how did you change your tuning knowledge from here to Dubai? Like, did anything change?
No, I mean you still tune the same way. I mean basically a vehicle, the way you tune a vehicle, you just you're gonna you're gonna give it what it wants.
Yeah.
If it wants more to reach this fuel or whatever, I mean you just So you basically tune the same way.
How was the weather?
The weather is hot. It's hot and cold at night.
Yeah. Did you wear what you call
Yeah, they gave me one.
Really?
Yeah, I got the whole thing.
You kind of have like some little similarities.
Yeah, I put it on. And it's crazy because, you see him with the thing, and then there's a rope that goes on it.
Yeah. What is it called, Johnny?
The
Turip? I mean, not turip, man.
I don't know what it's called.
Forgot, man. The a turban? Turban, yeah.
The turban. Well, the way you use that, it defines something. So you just can't like put it like whatever. No, like the way the rope goes, or the way this goes. They told me it's like there's
Levels or something?
yeah. Yeah. It's like if whatever, but it's different. You just can't like throw it on and the rope on top.
Damn. That's something new.
Yeah.
Found
so
out right now.
It symbolizes something, the way you
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But they did, I had the whole thing and the huaraches and everything.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. I put
Hey,
it
that's
on.
awesome.
Yeah, you're over there and just, kind of nothing underneath, just well, if you want to.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess though, because it is real hot though, so it'd be nice and it's fresh with that. Yeah.
How was the beer over there? Was it different?
I didn't drink any beer.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't drink any beer. I was working.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I didn't drink beer.
Yeah.
I didn't taste that, but their food was great.
Yeah.
The food was great. The mall, man,
Crazy?
it's got like 4 stories or something, and then they got an aquarium which is like 2 stories high.
Damn.
You can go in and scuba dive in the
I
aquarium.
think you had a vacation. You're not tuning it over there. Nah, that's awesome.
There's it's crazy, and then you go under there's like a tunnel, like
Yeah.
the aquarium. You go under it, and it's like in the middle of the mall.
That's crazy.
I know, man, it's crazy. Yeah, they got a lot of nice stuff over there.
You won't forget that, right?
No, they got a lot of nice stuff.
Let's see. Let's get into some pop questions. Like Q&A.
Okay.
What is your favorite food?
Damn, tacos.
Tacos
Tacos.
from Pasadena or?
Yeah. I need to go back over there to Pasadena because I haven't gone over there. I need to
Is
go.
there like a certain spot you go to?
Yeah.
Which one?
Jalisco.
Jalisco.
Yeah, I need to go. Yeah. I need to make a trip down there.
Okay. Your favorite drink?
Dr. Pepper.
Oh, that's why. That's why you and my dad got along too, because his the same.
Yeah.
Damn. Your dream car.
Dream car.
Dream car truck. Yeah.
69 Camaro.
I thought, didn't you have one on Air Ride?
No.
It was a maroon one.
On air ride?
Yeah. Or was it? I think it was a customer's.
No, there's customers.
Yeah. 69 Camaro, nice. What is your like go-to turbo, like Snell you use?
Michael.
manufacturer. I'm sorry, the manufacturer.
Force inductions.
Garrett. Okay, Force Inductions.
Yep. I have a good relationship with Jose Sayas from Force Inductions. I've been running the turbos for quite a while. I started with Precision, and then when he came out with his stuff, we've had a good relationship ever since.
Nice. What is on your bucket list?
Man, there's a lot of stuff.
Really?
Probably.
Top 3.
Top 3. I mean, I want to say the very first one, I want to own minimum 100 acres
Nice.
of ranch. Minimum.
Nice.
Man, number 2. Man, I don't. There's just so much, It's just, but as far as like, I want to go here, like on the bucket list. I don't really have that type of like bucket list.
Right.
That I'm like, want to check out this place or whatever. Mainly, it's like, what, I'd like to have this.
Yeah.
That's more of what my bucket list would be.
Right. Anything else? So 100 acres?
Oh, well, minimum. I mean, if I can have 1,000, I can have 1,000.
Yeah.
Probably a bunch of animals, bunch of horses.
Yeah.
Like a full-blown ranch.
Right.
Like a full-blown hacienda.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Nice.
I'd like that.
100K in cash or 5 Bitcoin?
Well, I would have to look what the Bitcoin market would be.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I'd have to kind of take a look before I make a decision.
They're about the same right now.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would still have to take a look and see where it would be going.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I mean, it's all right. I mean, I have some stocks and I own some, but
Yeah.
I still like, to touch my money.
Yeah. What is your favorite music artist right now? Who do you like listen to the most? Do you think?
Man, I tell you, I don't listen to music. Well, I mean, I do.
He's about to listen to this podcast when he's driving to his race.
Hey, I kid you not.
We're on Spotify and Apple, Flaco.
I kid you not. We went all the way to Vegas. And the radio is off all the way, both ways.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you do? Just chat it up, or?
I just chat it up, or I'll ask you some questions.
Yeah.
Some
Have a little podcast?
No, not a podcast. What's it called? Riddles.
Riddles, really?
I'm pretty good at riddles.
Tell me a riddle.
Let me think, because we can't talk. I mean, it's not bad, but let me see if I can.
Some of them could be bad, though, right?
Yeah, but let me see if I can rephrase. Let me think about it real quick. See if we can rephrase it. Why do cemeteries have fences?
These are jokes or riddles?
It's a riddle.
It's a riddle.
Yeah. Why do all cemeteries have fences?
To keep people out? I mean, like, I don't know.
Think about it. They all got fences, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the homeless people don't go in there? But they are public places.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll give up, Flaco.
You don't know
You're
why.
going to have to tell me.
You don't know why cemeteries have fences. I'm going to tell you why. Because people are dying to get in there.
That was a good one. I don't think those are riddles, though. I think those are jokes.
Oh, it's a riddle.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you another one.
All right, go ahead.
I'll tell you another one. See, he's over there searching like. Oh,
I know, right? Johnny, I need a riddle real quick,
let
Johnny.
me search it. Let me see which the other one is. I think it was, I can't remember exactly. I think it was like, why can't the bike stand on its own? I think that's how it was. Why can't the bike stand on its own?
I'm about to get canceled on the podcast. No, I'm playing. Weight distribution?
Nope.
He laughs over there. I don't know.
No,
Nothing's clicking.
because it's too tired.
The bike's too tired?
It's too tired. It's got two tires. It's too tired.
Oh my gosh. That was a good one. That was a good one for real.
All right.
What is what about fuel system? Like what's your go-to manufacturer for fuel system?
Fuel system?
Yeah. Maybe it's pumps, regulators, or
Aeromotive.
aeromotive.
Well, I mean, there's two different ones. I mean, I use Aeromotive a lot or Waterman.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know,
I never heard of what is that like a new deal?
no, they've been out for they fuel like top fuels and stuff
Okay,
like that.
okay. Got you.
Just another brand.
What about maybe camshafts?
Camshafts, I let the engine builder deal with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they like spec it out. Do they
No,
roll
I mean,
their do they roll their own cams or
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I've used a lot. What's his name? John Bewley.
John?
That'd be the one. That he's the only one that I would call to make a cam for me.
Okay.
You know.
That's is that little not that's Little John?
Yep.
Yeah, little okay. Got you.
Yeah.
What about like manufacturers for engine?
I use well, there's a lot of them that I've worked with over the years. I mean, I've worked with Texas Speed and Performance. I've worked with Thompson Motorsports.
Yeah.
Right now, the one that I use for my good race engines
Go to one?
is Nicer's Racing Engines. He's here in town.
Nice.
Yeah, Nicer. He's the one that's been building all my real race engines.
Nice.
You know.
Okay, that's it for the Q&A. Who are your biggest supporters right now?
My biggest supporters, I
Yep.
would say my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you like your son? I have a daughter by the way, but your son growing up and then him doing the same hobby as you. Like how was that feeling?
Oh, that's pretty cool. I mean, I tell him to not do what I did. Basically, to he can do his own deal and have his profession and do what I do as a hobby.
Yeah.
I do it as a living. I told him you need to do it as a hobby.
Yeah.
Do it whenever you want. That's it. But the very last time that he actually raced down the racetrack was maybe 4 or 5 years ago in the Cyclone, or 4 years ago in the Cyclone. He ran like maybe 10 flat or 980,
Yeah.
8th mile, which is pretty slow. And then he got into the Camaro, and right off the rip, I mean, I just kind of showed him and I told him, explained to him, a couple things before, and to put it here, do the burnout, blah blah blah, back up, just brake, and he ended up going 590s.
Really?
Yeah, with no experience of driving a race car, but I mean, for him, I would assume, and that's what I would think. He's seen me do it all these years, so it's just kind of maybe second nature.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like I say, he's always seen me the way I do things and stuff. Even though he never did it, but I mean, the way I know a lot of things. I mean, I can see something and I can learn. I'm like, oh, I know how to do it.
Yeah.
So he we went out to the racetrack and he made a couple runs in the Camaro, and it, like, you couldn't tell that he never drove a race car.
Yeah.
So he did great.
Nice.
Yeah. Wait, right on there.
Yeah, I seen.
I mean, the first pass I tell you now, it was kind of like, I'm looking, I'm like, and then
Yeah.
once he made it, like,
Yeah.
okay. So then, the second pass, I was already like, okay, he's got it.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Yeah.
But the very first one, I mean, because it's still a fast car. I mean, it's just, I mean, he went like 620s. I mean, to go 620s, it's still fast. I mean, I can tell you, like, I mean, it's super slow, right? But it's still fast, for somebody that doesn't run that. It's fast,
Yeah.
And then just to put him in there in the car and be like, all right, I'll line you up. I'll tell you where you need to be, and I'll show you this. You turn this on and let it go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little nerve wracking the first time just to see him. I'm like, once I see him make the turn there, then I'm like, after the second time, it was more like, okay, cool,
Yeah.
But I mean, we all started somewhere. I mean, I remember when I went, I started and I'm like, sideways or doing some dumb stuff, and you're kind of under control. So I'm hoping that his mind process is just the way mine is. That if something is trying to go bad,
Yeah.
abort and you're done.
Right.
Which I mean, I'm pretty sure, but
Who do you think is like one of the fastest trucks in Houston right now?
fastest trucks. What kind?
Full size. You can talk about full size.
Full size.
4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive.
Um, well, two-wheel drive. Let me see. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think there's more of they don't really, the ones that are fast enough, they really don't run them as fast as they can because the events that they're running right now. I mean, they either got like a 550 cap or something like that.
Yeah.
There's some 501s, there's some 491s and stuff like that. 4x4s, I think, is right now it's the most competitive one. And Manuel, the Fords that they got, I mean, they're running really good.
Yeah.
And there's only so much that they can do with their computers, and I was talking to Beto last time. I said, you know what? I said, once they get a hold of a good chassis, I said, those trucks are going to be, it's going to be game on. I said, because, like right now with us, these trucks, we got all this, computer, we can manage it. I said, but with the factory computer, they're running just as good. So it's going to be a game changer. And it's going to be pretty good. So, of course, we're making changes in Beto's truck and stuff like that, though, because I told him, I said, look, I said, if these changes don't get done, I said, when they come out with a truck that they have at the chassis shop or whatever, I said, it's gonna be tough because right now they're running really good. So, and me and Ronald were talking about that also last time. It's like, man, and I told him, I said, man, if you can get a hold of one of these with the stuff that we got in that, I said, it's gonna be good.
Competition, yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's good to have competition because it keeps everybody just kind of pushing to make it better and stuff.
What about cars in Houston?
Oh, cars, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of cars. I mean, like the classes that I run, the small tire. I mean, everybody's fast.
Yeah.
Everybody's fast. The black car, the one that we got, JR's car. I mean, around here, I mean, that one's fast. I mean, it's fast.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's other ones, Eric Stubbs, he's got his cars, they're fast, Chris Palmer, his car is also fast, got another Mustang, big block, twin turbo deal. And there's just a lot, Blue Magic, Mona, I mean, you name it. There's a lot. There's a lot of competition, but the problem is that here, like when there's like a small tire race, man, there's only like 3-4 cars that show up though. Not everybody shows up. I don't know why. But you go to Dallas, man, it's
Really?
yeah, it's popping. Yeah, Dallas it's popping.
On the small tire game?
Yeah. There's a lot of cars that I mean, like we was at the race up there this weekend in Osteo Glass, there was 20 cars.
Wow.
28 to 75, 24 cars.
Wow.
So right off the rip, there's 48 cars there that can all run in the same class. Yeah.
And in Houston, like a handful.
You can't even get a full field here in Houston.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know.
Why is that? Like, why do they choose to run that tire than the small tire?
Well, I don't know. But if you do if they do like a bracket race here, you'll have 50 cars there, which, whatever.
Yeah.
We don't bracket race.
Yeah. Competition. You think you have any like competition in Houston as far as like maybe the shop? None.
I mean, I don't consider myself having any competition. I mean, what I do is what I do. I mean, now, is there people that do similar stuff that I do? Yes. But do I feel that they're my competition? No.
Yeah.
I do me, and that's all.
You said you did fab work. You did the electrical work.
Yep.
What else you do?
Basically, I can put a whole race car together, 90% of it.
So like the other 10%, who does? Is it like a shop? Maybe shops or?
Yeah, the other 10% would be like getting some of the suspension welded up or stuff like that, some cage work, and get the motor done. But as
Gotcha.
far as everything else, all comes to the shop. It'll once it leaves, it'll be ready to go to the track.
Yeah, but what I was trying to say was like, is there like a shop or shops out there, businesses that maybe you want to give a shout out to?
Well, I mean, as far as I use plenty around here. I mean, it depends what we're getting done.
The
Like
build, yeah,
if I need some fabrication work, that well, there's as far as like a cage or some stuff like that, some suspension, done. I need some 4-link brackets or whatever. There's different shops, like G on there in Pasadena. He I've worked with him for many years. Skinny Man. Well, he's the one that did Mona Lisa. He also, but like I said, they're always busy. This depends if this guy's too busy and
yeah,
he can get it done. Well, and there's many more though. There's a lot out there. I just don't use all of them.
right.
Yeah.
What are some lessons you learned by building a race truck or race car?
Wow. Well, I've learned a lot of lessons in working with cars.
Yeah,
I mean, measure twice, cut once. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just all, it's a learning game.
Yeah.
The way I did, like, 5 years ago, the way I cut this versus now. I mean, well, I can, you've learned that you don't cut it here, that you got to cut it here for you have a better,
yeah,
it's just over time, you like little shortcuts that make your job easier.
yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
You know.
What about the future for you? Like, what's to come for you after Mona?
Oh, build another one. Build another race car.
Really?
Yeah.
You're about the same age as my dad, right?
I think.
53?
Oh, no.
Oh.
No, I'm younger.
He starts laughing.
I'm younger.
Okay.
I'm 40. This year I'll be 41.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot of life there.
Yeah. But no, I mean, build another race car. Like I said, I'll make some changes on Blue Magic and probably build a complete new race car, or truck. I don't know. But after Mona, I already have another car lined out for a giveaway.
Really?
Yeah. There's already one in the oven.
Any
There's one in the oven.
any details?
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. I got one in the oven. Yeah.
Any small details?
It's a small tire car.
So is Mona.
It's a small tire car. It's a car.
Okay.
So, but stay tuned. After Mona's deal is done, that one's next.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. So we got one lined out already.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
So you like the giveaways then?
Yeah. I mean, it's something different. Yeah. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of work. Because you have to keep constant, putting stuff out there like a broken record. I feel like a broken record when I do it. I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
man, but you have to.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
because if not, people forget, and like whatever. I mean, I forget from here to tomorrow. So you have to just constantly be at it, and it's, like I said, it's like a broken record. You just like, hey, don't forget.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool, like I said, and it is work, because like all the shipping stuff and everything, and it's just like you got to keep up with all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna give it away, we're gonna make this, we're gonna make money. Like no.
Yeah. It's a lot. Yeah.
No, I mean you still got to spend a bunch of money regardless. You got to get all this stuff done. You got to wait for it. You got to design it. You got to pay for this. Got to pay for that. Pay for the shipping, the time.
Everything. Yeah.
Nobody's paying you for the time and nothing like that.
Yeah.
Got to make videos. Nobody's paying you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think YouTubers changed the way the truck scene is? Like as far as like grow it maybe?
I mean, I believe so. Just because people see something on YouTube and it's on YouTube, man. Like,
Yeah.
let's do this.
Yeah.
And the reason I did the YouTube channel this time go around and kind of, putting videos here and there, because when I started doing the Mona, they're like, man, you gotta do a YouTube channel. That way you can, put your videos there and stuff like that, because you're making videos constantly. And I'm like, okay, I'll jump on it, and it's kind of progressed a little bit. And like I said, we go to a racetrack, we show what we do. I show a little bit of what I do in the shop. Not a whole lot, but I show a little bit. I'm working on this or that. So it just kind of gives people a little bit of feedback of what I do and what we do when we go out and stuff like that. Like,
Right.
I think I showed a time lapse of a twin turbo build, which is another truck that I got there for Juan's Transmissions. It's a twin turbo build. It's got a billet motor and all that. And I built the headers, I built the hot side, built the cold side, and I kind of showed the time lapses. And it's time consuming, and you can see, just it's not like, oh yeah, twin turbo kit, oh yeah, basically it just kind of gives people to see, why you have to charge this amount.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's like it's time consuming,
Yeah.
man. It's like it's a lot of time.
Yeah.
People don't realize that, but it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is you think it costs more to build a race car, race truck, or to take a vehicle to SEMA?
Man, the ball can go both ways. Because going to SEMA, I mean, you can have a build that can be so extravagant and have a lot of money tied up into it. So like I said, the ball can go both ways. And in the long run, you'll spend more money in the race car probably.
Yeah.
In the long run, because when you go to each track, each race, stuff like that, a lot of people don't take that into consideration, but that's money that's going towards it. Like when we go to Georgia, we're there for a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the risk of like maybe it breaking?
Well, yeah.
I mean that too, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you break a motor, I mean, there's motors that cost, depends on what motor you got, but say minimum, you break a whole motor and it tears everything up, well, you're 40K deep in a motor.
Yeah.
Then, if you didn't wreck the car,
Yep.
well, then now whatever got messed up in the car, you got to fix it.
I feel like it's riskier building a race car than a show truck because
Yes.
you're not. It's riskier, like your
yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. The time to build it, the money. It's like way. I think it's more than to me personally than a SEMA truck.
Yeah. I mean, there's risk in both of them because I mean, you can be going to SEMA and you can have an accident.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's risk in both, but at the same time, long run, I say that the drag racing, of course, it's going to be higher risk than a show truck.
Yeah, for sure. Who built your transmissions now?
Mark Mickey.
Okay.
Eminem. Yep.
Okay. Talk about, let's see. What about other shops in Houston that you see like maybe doing good?
Man, there's a lot of shops doing good out there. I mean,
I know some have fallen recently. Not recently, but throughout the years.
I mean, as
And then
far
some
as,
coming up.
I mean, as far as the shops around there, I mean, everybody seems to be doing okay. I mean, you got like just say there in Pasadena, you got Roy and Adrian in Pasadena Speed. They've been doing good. You've got, I think Cesar is somewhere around there in Pasadena también. So he's been doing good. I think.
Are you talking about the tuning plate?
Yeah. I think. Was it JR Junior? Junior. I think he's got a shop there in Pasadena. They've been doing well. I mean, you always see trucks that they got. Kike's doing pretty good. I mean, I keep in contact with Kike. And he's been doing well also. I mean, it's as far as the I've always said this. There's no reason for nobody to get mad or pissed off or hate on anybody.
Yeah.
Because there's work for everybody.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane. No big deal. You know what I mean? But, there is sometimes, people get kind of, get their panties up in a bunch or whatever. But it's like, why?
Yeah.
Like there's plenty of work to go around. Like,
Yeah.
man, if this guy, whatever, I mean, just let him be. It's like, ain't
Yo.
no big deal. You ain't gotta be worried. I mean, if some people are worried about that, well, I don't. I mean, you know how many customers I've lost.
Yeah.
You know how many new customers I've gotten. I've lost 10 customers and 20 new customers come in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's as far as that, I don't stress it. I don't care. But it's good to see all the shops, doing good though. It's good to see it. It's not good whenever one shop is all this and that with the other shop, blah blah blah, because it's like, what are y'all doing? It's
Yeah.
like, just calm down.
Chill out.
Chill out.
Take a chill pill.
Yeah. Just go back and do what you're doing. Go.
Yeah.
Go get this truck finished or whatever. It's
Yeah.
like, ain't no big deal.
Yeah.
But I mean, everybody takes it differently, I guess. Like I said, I've been in this game for very, very long.
Yeah.
I've pretty much seen it all. I mean, I can say I've probably seen it almost all.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like, whatever.
Got you.
Yeah.
Well, we're about like 2 hours in.
Damn, already?
Yeah.
Holy crap. I definitely need a cigarette.
I told you.
Yeah, man.
What is there anything else you want to touch on? I think we touched on most of your builds. We touched on shops. We touched on Crawfish was one I want to talk about. We touched on Crawfish. Mona. It's the reason why you're here, because of Mona.
Yeah, don't forget. Almost a month away. FlockasPerformance.com.
Boom.
Check it out. Go get your merch. You could win.
Anything else you want to touch on? Talked about. I think we talked about a lot. Before,
Yeah, we talked.
after,
Damn.
now,
Damn it.
Dubai.
Yeah, we talked about a lot of stuff. No, I mean, I think we covered almost all the bases. Like I said, I mean, we got another one in the oven already.
Yeah.
So, we're not going to expose what it is yet.
Right.
There's another one in the oven. So after Mona's giveaway is going to be live on YouTube.
Okay.
Probably all the social media stuff. So I got a TV there. Have to put my little camera so I can show.
What do you use to record with?
My phone.
Really?
Yeah, man. Everybody
cool.
makes fun of me because I use my phone.
Nah, a lot of YouTubers use phones. That's the thing.
Yeah, but mine's an old phone.
Is it in 4K?
I want to think it is.
Well, it is in 4K. Okay.
Probably so. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Nah, it's all good. I mean, as long as you record, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually I'll probably buy some better stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day I can have somebody that actually does all the recording for me and
Oh, that'd be awesome.
then edit stuff for me. So
Yeah. That's what the big YouTubers, they have like a dedicated media person.
yeah, like Freddie and them, man, he's got 3, but they produce a lot. That's why.
Yeah.
Freddie and On the Gas, they have a lot of content that they have to pump out.
Yep.
And Freddie's got 3 editors.
Yeah.
Yeah, Freddie's got 3 editors. Freddie also, real good dude. They're doing very well with their stuff.
Yeah.
I've tuned a bunch of trucks for them. He calls me every once in a while. And I still haven't made it to his shop because they're in Conroe.
Yeah.
And I called him. I called him last week. I said, "Hey man, I'm going to a racetrack." I said, "I need to go over there with you guys." And
Dayton and Connor was like opposite.
I know. So he's like, "Yeah, no, don't worry, no, that bad."
Yeah.
But I'm like, I need to go to your shop over there. Anyway,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're like 20 minutes from here. Like,
yeah, on the other side.
yeah, on the other side. Yep.
Yeah, but they're doing really well. Like I said, they do pump out a lot of videos, but that's what they do.
Yeah.
That's what they do. That's not what I do. But hopefully, maybe one day I can make enough videos.
Yeah.
To have somebody that can edit for me.
That'd be cool.
Not that I make the money off that for my income. That's not my income.
Yeah.
My income is what I do, and I'm doing well.
Right.
But to just better quality and
Yeah.
better content is
Edit,
it's where I'm going for.
Yeah. Right.
Not because of they pay you. I ain't worried about that. Actually,
Yeah.
we're making fun because they're paying me, and I'm like, I'm making a whopping $10.
Oh, on the views?
Hell yeah. Like $10.
Yeah.
All right. Like, subscribe. That way I can get $11. But I mean that's not. I mean I ain't really worried about that. Like I said, my main business is my main business, and
Right.
I just if I can put something out there that I can show people and I can explain something to them that they didn't know, hey,
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I think we covered our bases for real.
Yeah.
I asked you a ton of questions.
Yeah.
What did you think about the podcast?
No, I think it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. You got a good setup.
I really want to get like, not just the truck scene. I want to get into like imports, exotics, maybe,
Yeah.
YouTubers, and maybe I might have Vin Diesel or something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
on the podcast or stuff like that. 1320 would be cool.
Yeah.
Just hoonigans,
Yeah. Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Well, you got to start somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You got to start somewhere. So. You're doing good. You're doing good.
appreciate it. Any last words you have to say, maybe to your supporters, your fans out there?
Man, I just want to thank everybody, though. I mean, like I said, we've been doing this for a long time, and we couldn't be doing all this stuff if it wasn't for you guys anyway, though. I mean, because if there was nobody there to watch, I mean, we'd be doing nothing. But I want to thank everybody, all the subscribers, also like in the YouTube stuff, all my followers, which I got a bunch of followers, and I got a good following in the social media platform. So
Right.
they're always lurking around, seeing what we do. So
Yeah.
pretty cool. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Tic-tac.
I started a TikTok. But for the most part, I mean, I thank everybody, like I said, for all the support over the years. I mean, we've been doing this for what, 15 years? No, more than 15. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a long ride. So I think there's more coming anyway. we ain't going anywhere.
We ain't done yet.
We ain't going anywhere. Yeah. Yep. So
Thank you for tuning in to Go Hard Podcast. Make sure you check out flockaperformance.com. Is it .net or .com?
.com.
.com.
Flacosperformance.com.
Flacosperformance.com. Go buy some merch, buy a sticker, get a chance to win Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
We talked about it. You heard it on the podcast, how much power it makes, the potential power it could make.
Oh, yeah.
And all the goodies of Mona Lisa. Make sure you check out Flaco's Performance on Instagram, his TikTok, and Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Facebook?
TikTok and Facebook.
Make sure you check out Go Hard Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and you can hear the audio on Spotify, Apple, all the audio platforms. Thank you. Hey, Flaco, appreciate you coming out to the podcast, man. When I was younger, I was like, dang, this dude's like my idol, because he was racing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's been an honor to have you on the podcast.
Yeah.
Share your story with us. Share like where you started, from everything, Dubai, the middle to now to what's to come.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Peace.
For having me.